Hello everyone, Richard here, and earlier we had a webinar today, and we had said that we were going to record the webinar, and unfortunately we tried to, and technology failed us. It did not work, so you will not be getting a webinar recording or replay of it. And that's unfortunate because most of you missed a lot of great information that could possibly, well, I know it could take your business to a whole new, another level. And I still wanted to try to get you some of the information that you missed by not attending. A lot of you have work schedules that conflict, or just a different time in a different part of the world. It could be in the middle of the night for you, so you weren't able to attend. And I really wish it would have been recorded, but it wasn't, so I can't, what word am I looking for? I can't, the past is done already, so all we can do is move forward. So I'm going to try to share some information with you to help you see some of the things that I'm excited about and that I learned, and to understand what the possibilities are for you. And I'm going to refer to some notes as I do this so that I don't get lost, because I really want to make sure that you get some of this information in your hands, because I'm not going to be able to repeat verbatim what I said earlier in the webinar and what Brenda said. So I will give my best to just give you some of the information and a rundown, so at least you get some of it, because I really want you to hear some of this information. And regardless of how you're building your business, this information is pertinent to you building, to goals that you have out there, money-wise and financially. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to take a quick look at my notes and start to get some of this information in your hands. I need to flip through back to the beginning. You all are, online in hopes of, building an income, and some of you maybe have been doing this for years. Some of you maybe you just started today, others maybe months. But the goal is, for most of you, is, you want to produce an income. And a lot of you want to produce a big income. You're looking to produce $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, maybe $20,000 a month. And my background and my experience in the knowledge I learned this week, and besides my 10 plus years of marketing online, can give you an added advantage to, getting to these goals. And it's important to understand that when I first started marketing online, I struggled along the way immensely because I failed to listen, and I failed to see the bigger picture of what was going on. I was desperate because I went bankrupt. I lost my business. I had a couple of retail stores in my local town here, and our economy plummeted, and I didn't have the backup capital that I should have had, and I ended up losing my entire business. I lost everything: my house, my cars. Most of you know my story. I ended up in welfare housing. So when I first got started, I needed money now because I didn't have no money. And in that process, I started. I found an ad, ran across something, and got started marketing. And when I was doing that, I'm going to turn this volume down on my other computer so it don't go off because I forgot to. Like I said, I'm just trying to get you some of this information. But I did do some of the things right that somebody should have. I seen it a million times even back then. I seen, you need to be building your list. You need to get an autoresponder. You need to start, collecting leads. You need to, email those leads. It's a form of communication. You can follow up with them. And I was like, well, I think I can do this faster than that because I need money now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to advertise my main affiliate link. And I'm going to go that way because then they can sign up right away and I get commissions faster. They're signing up for an email. I didn't quite get that follow-up process. And I should have known that follow-up process because in my own stores, my retail stores, what would happen is when people came into my store and they got to know me and would keep coming into my store and got to know me better, what would happen is those people would slowly become my best customers. And it was because of the follow-up. I could educate them more on the product, if they came more often to visit. And some of them would start to come in just to visit. And actually, some of them would start to buy stuff just because we were friends, and they felt bad taking up my time. And that goes to show you that even in retail, marketing, that getting to know somebody, relationships built, will produce way more money than not. So if you're one of these people that are still out there advertising your main affiliate link, you're making a big, huge mistake. So stop it right now. And the other thing you're going to have to come to realize is that in order to do internet marketing correctly, in to make larger sums of money, I mean, if you want to make more than $50 to $100 a month, you really need to listen to this, especially if you haven't even gotten started yet or you're struggling massively and you're not producing any kind of income. Is in order to make real money online, you have to follow an exact process. If you do not follow that process or use something that has been tried and true, it's not going to happen. And that's where the number one thing where people go wrong is they don't follow somebody else or don't take advice. And I didn't my first 2 years online. So when I actually started to follow a process and actually started to build my list because I finally went and got an autoresponder and listened, that's when my business took off. The other part of the equation I started to talk about was understanding that in order to make internet marketing work, you're going to have to invest something in your business. If you're out there trying to do this for free, it will not work. If you're unwilling to spend $10 on an autoresponder, $24 on one, or $10 on web hosting, or buying some traffic for $50, $20, or $10, if you're unwilling to do these things, you're not going to get very far. Now, that doesn't mean you have to kill yourself, because some of you may have little to no money for a budget, and some of you may have, a much greater sum of money to use for a budget to build your business. Whatever that budget may be, you're going to need some money to get started. Otherwise, you will be at this for eons, and you will be banging your head against your computer in frustration because it simply will not work. I know, because I did that for 2 years. I don't want you to be sitting here 2 years later still going, what the heck's going on? Because what happens to most people after that amount of time, a lot of people don't even have close to that kind of will where they can sit at this for 2 years and not make any money. But what happens to most people is they quit. They quit long before 2 years. See, I had the desire in me to make this work no matter what, because I had just lost everything. So I'd been in business before, so I had the right perspective. I did understand that I had to put some money into it. And I also knew that it would take some time. So I was willing to give it 5 years, because in a traditional retail business or brick and mortar business offline, it takes about 5 years to really turn a profit, because it takes time to build up clientele, customers, so forth, so forth. So I had the right perspective, and I knew I made a decision I was not going to ever quit. I would do this along with a job, whatever I had to do, but I knew I needed to this time not put all my eggs in one basket, meaning not rely upon one thing. So, that's what I'm telling you. In life, if you rely on one thing, many things can happen. You should always be building two incomes, no matter what you do. So this should be something that you make a decision that you're never, ever going to quit. Because anything can happen to your job. Anything can happen in life, an accident, health problem. And you can lose out totally and, go from having a home, having cars, having, money in the bank to having nothing. I mean, think about many homeless people that run into, the challenges in life that knock them down, and some of them never get back up. That's why you don't have everything in one basket, and why you go forward and try to produce, a second income online. And that's the reason why I made a decision. I was never ever going to quit this again. I never wanted to end up in that situation again. So I knew I could not quit. But having that right perspective and understanding that you're going to put money into your business to make it work, because free is an enticement online to get you to join something. That's what the word free is for. If money does not exchange hands, nobody makes any money, including you. And if you're out there trying to build a list for free using some free email service or free this or free that and free web hosting, and because there's companies out there that have free of this with limited things you can use it for. And if you're doing that, when you go email somebody, and send an email for your autoresponders to somebody on your list, and you've done everything for free, they're not going to believe you in the first place as soon as you try to sell them something that you're not paying for yourself. You don't have it in here to sell something to somebody that you're not even buying. So expect to have a list of people that don't do anything or buy anything. And this has happened to many people who have tried this. They thought they were going to somehow do it easy or do it and not have any kind of commitment or investment into it. And they failed miserably. And that's what will happen. You'll fail miserably. Because you can't convey a belief in something if you're personally not doing it or buying it. Why I've had success online? Because I have totally done everything I've ever told somebody to do. I don't send something to my list and say, you know what, guys, go buy this. If I did, I'm the first one who purchased it. And that's what's extremely important is, being a consumer of what you're using and doing, it becomes not a selling process, but a sharing process. That means I share with you what I'm currently buying and using myself. And it comes down to having the tools online that allow you to do this process in the first place. And some of the tools that you really need, like I was talking about, you need a perspective, and you need the desire, like we've talked about, and you also need to know that you need to invest in your business. These three things are going to help you start off on the right foot instead of the wrong foot. There's so many people with internet marketing that go jump from business to business. They never do nothing with any of them, and they never really get started. They never decide that, hey, I'm going to do this, because they're always hesitant. They're skeptical. They don't have the belief. And, I'm still not a technical person. Like smartphones and all this, I don't even use them because I can't operate it. I've never taken the time to learn how to do them. I have text turned off on my phone. Why? People laugh at me because I don't have text, and everybody's got their smartphones out and texting each other. Number one, I don't really care to text anybody because I'd rather have face-to-face communication. I'm the type of person who loves to be with people, loves having people around. That's what I enjoy. I'm a people person. Technology to me takes people far away from people, because instead of talking to someone, you send a person a message on a cell phone. But the other part is technology and me just don't get along. I've never taken the time to really figure it out. Now, my partner Brenda, she's great with technology. She loves it. And that's the difference in the beauty between different people. So the technology aspect of it, if you don't know it, you can always find somebody who does. There's great programs out there like Fiverr, SEO clerks that will do many things for you that you cannot. Like, you don't know how to make a banner. Well, you can go to Fiverr and pay $5 to have a banner made. You don't know how to make a squeeze page, but you want to have one that you have an idea for. Instead of using one of our done-for-you squeeze pages, you want something else. Well, you can go to Fiverr or SEO clerks and do a search and find someone to create one for you for $5 to $10, for the most part. And pretty much anything online nowadays, you can do that. When I first started internet marketing, you had to literally go search and find all this stuff. Now, you want to talk about belief and having the right perspective and stuff. At times, I superly doubted myself because the feeling I got inside when I couldn't even figure out how to create a squeeze page or anything like that, because back when I started, there wasn't none of this stuff to help you do it. You had to pay people big bucks to learn how to do it, or to create it for you, is what I'm saying. And I was living in welfare housing when I got started. I trembled at the thought of trying to pay what little rent I did have in welfare housing, plus feed my family, plus start putting money into an internet business. But I did it because I had the right perspective, and I knew I didn't want to stay where I was. I wanted to move out of my position and move to a better place where I could provide the things that I needed and my family needed, and I could help other people out instead of I was carless, I was homeless. I'm not homeless, but I lived in a place I didn't want to be. It was all Section 8 housing. And that's what I'm trying to do, is give you the belief that anybody can do this. If you haven't gotten started yet, I'm imploring you to get started. That's the only way you're going to get to where you want to go, is to actually do something. And if you are doing something, do more. We're all capable of doing more things. Strive to do something. I maybe don't like technology, but I still try to do it. I create my own squeeze pages now. I can create a banner. I can do different things. I can do simple HTML because I strive to learn new things. Even though I was afraid of it, I kept doing it because I knew that would help me to move further in my goals to be where I wanted to be. And if I couldn't figure it out, I'll pay for it, or I'll find somebody that can do it. And, I'm blessed to have a partner like Brenda, because Brenda and me complement each other. If I can't do something, Brenda can. And something that she may not like to do, because Brenda's plenty capable of doing everything. But there's things that she doesn't like to do that I do that. And that's a great thing about a partnership. And that's one of the things I learned this weekend, is forming partnerships with people, and how wonderful it really can be, and how it can enhance what you're trying to do. And they may not happen right away, but over time. me and Brenda's, that happened over time. And we became partners, and that's how your 8 steps came to be and everything you see inside of it. And that's because of a wonderful partnership between us. But, to get started and get going and doing things, you just need to do and you just need to act. I still type with even 2 fingers. I don't know how to do the keyboard thing, so I don't type as fast as somebody else who can type 30, 40 words a minute on your computer. And, certain things I can't do. And I'm trying to get across to you that your belief that, can you do this? The answer is yes. Anybody can. And Joe Tarian came on stage this past few days while we were in Texas for the convention for PureLeverage. And he said, one of the first things he said is, I'm not the smartest person in this room. He says, but I know how to surround myself with people who are much smarter than me. So when I don't know how to do something, I find a way to get it done. And that's the same thing. But internet marketing to start making money and start making a lot of money is very simple. It's just a process. And that's the part about having the right tools, but needing that desire, the want to, and the right perspective that we've already talked about. So now, we talked about you need an autoresponder to build your business. And that's bar none. If you're not using an autoresponder, please quit right now. Whatever you're doing, quit. Log in if you're already a member to your 8 steps. Go inside there and go through the steps. And one of the first steps is to get your autoresponder set up. And we walk you completely through it. We will help you to set it up. But it's a process that anybody can do, because that's the process you need to make money online, is to set up an autoresponder, get your email series in there. We do a done-for-you email series, so you just use a share code, you plug it in, and you're off to the races, and you start driving traffic to it. When you get the right things in place, you can start immediately. You can start building your business today and have it off and running and be getting subscribers today, and maybe even sign-ups and commissions. And that's not a joke. I helped a guy, Rick Roach, just get started not too long ago. And he came to me with the right perspective. And like I talked about when I first got started, I was unwilling to use an autoresponder those first 2 years. I thought I knew better. Rick came with me with a different perspective. His perspective was, tell me what to do. I don't know internet marketing. Tell me exactly what to do, and I'll do it. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. So what I did was I told him exactly what to do. I told him, join your 8 steps, log in, sign up for PureLeverage, sign up for GVO, get your autoresponder set up. If you need be, I'll help you. I gave him some help because, like I said, he has no internet marketing experience. So that's what we do at your 8 steps. We help people. I gave him some help. He got it all set up. We put his email series in, which was simple. Connected all the squeeze pages, which is another very easy step inside your 8 steps. After that, I told him you need to buy this traffic, you need to buy this traffic. Bought some traffic from ClickSense, from Hercules. Another ad for like $40 from a solo service, and bought some solo ads from SafeSwaps. And roughly within a week, he has had over 80 opt-ins, and I think it's like 20 some sign-ups to your 8 steps referrals in 1 week. Now, many of you have joined a program like your 8 steps, and you've logged in and basically done nothing because fear and your perspective stop you from going forward. And if I can portray that you can do this, especially when you just follow advice and follow the steps and follow instruction, you really can't fail. Okay, Rick is on the right path to success now, Rick Roach, because he learned that if he just did things that somebody who's already had success did, it would shortcut the process. And see, that's the shortcut online. You shortcut the process by actually following and doing advice that works. And that's what we're all about. We're not about just taking money from you. What we're doing in your 8 steps and what we share with people, that is the process that I use. That is the process that Brenda uses. That is the process by, at that PureLeverage conference, that every one of those people that were at the conference this weekend, and the ones that were making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, some of them a month, and some of them millions, that's what we all have in common. We're building our list. We're following a process. We followed somebody else's process before us, and we apply that process each and every day. That's how you make money online. You don't have to struggle like I did for 2 years. That was outright painful. I can't tell you how painful that was. I literally cried sometimes at night. I was in tears because I needed the money so badly. I mean, I had money, hardly any money to buy anything, to get anywhere. And, you know, I had kids. I had 3 children and a wife. I mean, I looked at myself as a complete failure because I had failed them. You know, to end up in that position after we had a decent lifestyle. So I had to go through my own struggle, and all of you are going to have to go through your own struggle, and you're going to come up with your own story. But the decision that I made, that I was never ever going to quit, and that I was going to do this no matter what, and I took action from day one, and I just kept taking action, and that's what I do now. I keep taking action, keep taking action. It doesn't matter as long as you follow the process and you do the right things, you have the right tools, and you keep taking action every day. That's going to get you to where you want to go. Internet marketing works. And I've seen some people that you would look at and you'd say, there's no way they figured this out. I looked at some people this weekend at the Pure Leverage conference that I was blown away by the amount of money that they made and how many referrals they had in Pure Leverage and GVO. I was blown away. Because I took one look at them and said, wow, what's my problem? I haven't taken enough action. I couldn't believe they were where they were and the success that they had so quickly. Because like Rick Roach, they're willing to take advice and put it into action immediately. That's what Rick did. Rick's list is going to be huge. He's going to make a ton of money, and he has no marketing experience, none. And that's God's honest truth. Because he followed exactly what I said to do, he knew that it would take some money to put into his business, so no matter what your budget is, you're going to have to find the money to get an autoresponder. You're going to have to find the money to buy some traffic. You can't earn it all for free. I can tell you cases of people that have started your 8 steps and tried to do everything for free, haven't set up the autoresponder, and all they're doing is earning the credits. Now, I earn credits as well, but I buy traffic, let me tell you. But I earn many credits as well using safe list and traffic exchanges. But I've had people who have tried to do it all free, and a year later haven't even built their list to 80 people and did sign up 21 people in your 8 steps, have a few. Because free doesn't reach enough people online. If there's anything I can get across to you is getting you to understand these things that are falsehoods in internet marketing. One of them is you're like a needle in a haystack. You're just not going to go out there and advertise to 100 people here and there, and people are going to come flooding signing up. That's not the way it's going to work. You're going to want to drive thousands and thousands of visitors to your squeeze pages, your opt-in pages, where people sign up to get on your list every day. And there's a process for doing that. And it doesn't have to break the bank. You know, we share many advertising sources where you can buy 1,000 visitors for $10. You can buy 17,000 visitors in ClickSense for $20. And that'll last all month long. We'll give you visitors. Now, that shouldn't be the only thing you do, because traffic converts at different ratios in different sites at different times. All advertising is not created equal, doesn't produce the same number of options or the same results. So you keep advertising in multiple places. So if you're only advertising in one place right now, you need to be advertising in more. But the whole point of this all is, like I said, Rick Roach is going to have a great big business because he was willing to take what I said, because he said, hey, this guy I trust. I can hear it in his voice that what he's telling me is the truth. He really does want me to win. And I don't want to work anymore, and I want to change my life. Rick, will you help me? That's what he asked me. And I said, yeah, if you're willing to follow advice and do what I tell you to do, otherwise I can't help you. And that's not saying that to be mean, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the people who want it, because the people who want it, they're going to get the energy. They're going to get, the direct help when they need it all the time, because they're wanting to go someplace. I can't help somebody that isn't doing anything. If you're doing nothing, I can't help you because you're not helping yourself. So, and Brenda can't help anybody that's not doing nothing. You have to take some kind of action and be willing to put something in your business to get it going. And I don't care how long it takes you. I'm going to give you an example, a story here of what Joel Peterson said on stage, and I told this story earlier in the webinar, but Joel Peterson took and had 4 people come up on the stage, and he took out 4 decks of cards. Now, he didn't tell the people that he took out some of the aces out of the deck. And what he did was he laid out 4 decks of cards. And in those 4 decks of cards, there were a certain amount of aces. And those 4 people, there was 3 guys and a girl, I believe, came up there. And he told them, each one of you keep flipping over your deck of cards. And when you hit an ace, raise your hand and go, I got an ace. Okay? So the gal starts flipping hers, and she's flipping them, and nothing's coming up. Then the second guy, he flipped up his cards. All of a sudden, he got an ace. So he's like, I got an ace. The third person starts flipping their cards, and they're flipping them up. I got an ace. And they flipped them up some more. I got another ace. And the third person, and all in all, I think it was the 3 guys on the right or whatever, they got 5 aces. The girl on the left went through her whole deck of cards, and she had none. So then Joel asked the question to us and everyone, what do the majority of people do right now in her situation in internet marketing? When nothing seems to be working, no referrals, no opt-ins, nothing's going on. And what do you think everybody does at that point in internet marketing? They quit. Now I didn't, but 99.9% of people at that point quit. And Joel said something. He goes, you could be one small step from succeeding and totally blowing your business up and actually creating something. You could be just one corner away. But the problem is you kept focusing on what wasn't happening. So you stopped. Then he asked the question, how happy do you think my sponsor is in PureLeverage and GVO? And if I was to guess, the sponsor's pretty dang happy just sponsoring him. Because the payout in the PureLeverage plan is, you get 50% of what your downline do in sales. So my guess is Joel Peterson makes somewhere between at least $20,000 a month. I'm just going to use I know it's probably more than that, but that's my perspective. I'm just putting that number out there. We'll say at least 20,000. So his sponsor receives $10,000 a month just off of Joel's business in PureLeverage and GVO. That's the way the plan pays. That is absolutely incredible. I don't know any place, any business where you have that kind of payout. And his whole point was that you could be one person away from making an incredible income. It may not always be you. You may find your aces. So then he gave the girl another deck of cards and said, keep flipping. You didn't quit. You decided to keep believing, have faith, and that you would keep working until it worked for you. She started flipping. And lo and behold, she got an ace. And then another ace. And then another ace. And she got all the rest of the aces. So that's the way your business sometimes works online. Sometimes people get aces right away. Sometimes they don't get any aces for a while. You can't determine that. So you just keep going. And when you do, it's kind of like winning the lottery. Because, if you stopped, you would have got nothing out of your effort. But if you kept going, that one ace may pull up a boatload of money for you and change your entire life. Not just a month. That's residual income that his sponsor receives. PureLeverage, that's the thing about, when you promote a product like PureLeverage, PureLeverage is a residual nature, meaning it has a monthly cost. So, and GVO does too for the web hosting. Now, that money comes in every month. And the greatest thing about promoting an autoresponder and web hosting that pays monthly off of people make a monthly payment is that money keeps coming in. And those two things are two of the biggest products that people will not do without online. Like, if I never made any income from PureLeverage or GVO, I wouldn't give them up, because PureLeverage and GVO are my autoresponder and my web hosting. Without those two tools, I can't make any money. I wouldn't make any. I'd be back 2 years ago bashing my head on my computer crying because I wouldn't be making anything. I only started making money online when I started building my list and started following advice. So that's the thing. You know, your 8 steps is composed of PureLeverage and GVO for many good reasons. The tools you need absolutely to make money online. So like I said, if you don't have an autoresponder set up, you definitely need, if you haven't joined your 8 steps, you definitely need to join your 8 steps, and you definitely need to log in and start the process and get your autoresponder. Get PureLeverage and GVO. They're in 2 different paths in your 8 steps. You need them both, and for many reasons. You know, I got to see firsthand GVO's PureLeverage headquarters, basically their office. The thing about them is they're a real company driven by affiliate marketers. Joel Tarian, that's what he is. He made his income online. They have a complete staff, you know, in a room full of stacks and stacks and stacks of servers, and a cooling system to cool all the servers down. It was incredible. I mean, I went on the tour of the place, and it was just absolutely incredible. They have a whole technical staff all in a building, you know. You know, most of the time in a program that you're in or some service or anything online, it's not usually what you're dealing with in that program is you're dealing with a guy at home with a website that's on Joel Tarian's servers. That's the program you're dealing with. This is the difference. GVO and PureLeverage own their databases, their servers, their buildings, everything. This is not something that's going to drop out on you or be gone tomorrow. You know, I've built many programs up that have totally disappeared on me like that. They were gone overnight. And in your years of experience marketing online or however long you've been doing this, eventually you're going to be promoting something and it's just going to disappear because it's a man or a woman behind a computer at home with the website on Joel Tarian servers or somewhere else, and some people are unethical, blah, 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 and they fold the business up, and some come back on, launch it under a new name even, or relaunch the program again and said, our program crashed because we never backed it up, so sorry, you lost all your commissions, all your downline. That's not going to happen with GVO. They have something that will back up anything on those drives, anything. They have technology up the wazoo to make sure none of that ever happens. I can't say enough. When I got to experience at the PureLeverage conference and going to Joel's house and going to the office where the staff is and everything like that, it's incredible. Incredible to see that, because you know it's a real company that you can really depend upon. And you can see it in Joel. Meeting Joel, the guy's got a heart of gold. All the stuff he's doing, you know, it's his goal to help others make, you know, tons of money online and to change their life, and you can see them. There's no not believing that he's there for you. His mother just died 6 weeks ago before this convention, and Joel was still there at the convention, and you know, he was crying on stage, and you could tell he was shaken up horribly. He really loved his mom, but he was still there because he knows that all of us depend upon him. You know, and the other thing, you know, the income plan of GVO and PureLeverage, I challenge you to check it out and to actually understand it, because the amount of money that you can make in this plan is far surpasses anything you have ever seen or been in. And I guarantee it, because Joel pays out like 300% in payouts. He understands how to run a business and pay out up front and put money in your pocket. There's nothing that compares to it. In GVO, if you bring in 5 people in 1 week, he'll give you a $100 bonus for a product that they'd only pay $9.97 for. And you think, how can he do that? Well, he's been doing it for years. Because there's other products and stuff that he makes commission or money off of from within the system. And the other thing about promoting programs like PureLeverage and GVO, the importance of it, is having more than one product within that program. You know, I've promoted a single product before. I've promoted a single autoresponder before that's all they had, and it cost one price. When you do that, You're limited. It means you do the work once and only get paid once. And if it's monthly, yeah, you may get some small residuals, but you're not going to have any way to increase your income by only doing the work one time. If they have multiple products, that means people can buy something else and you can increase your income without doing any more work. See, that's important to us affiliate marketers. You know, I don't want to have to kill myself all the time to make my commissions, and I doubt you do neither. So when you can earn multiple commissions from one program, one company, you make a ton more money, but not having to do the work again. So why would you promote something or waste your time promoting something that only offers you one thing? And that's it. It's not going to make you any serious money. I've done it all before. I've been doing this a long time, and it just doesn't work. And I'm trying to get you to realize online that it takes the right products, the right perspective, having, to know that you need to put an investment in your business, but also promoting the right stuff. Because if you don't have a product or service that you're promoting that does the things I'm talking about and has some larger commissions that can be earned, you're not going to make it. You're never going to get past the barrier of $300-400 a month, even if you're doing the right things and you're trying to promote the wrong types of products. I know, because I did that too. After I started building my list, yeah, I started to make some money, but I just couldn't get past a certain point. It was like I was always just right here. My business was never taking off, never exploding. And this is for some of you advanced marketers listening to this that have made some money. You really need to listen to me. I just spent time with the top marketers in the world, and some of these guys make a ridiculous amount of money. Deegan Smith was there. He promotes PureLeverage and GVO. Tisa Tavarni, I can't say his name real well. Some of these names, a lot of you know who they are. He promotes PureLeverage and GVO. Kimball Roundy, Joel Peterson, Brian Bear. Brian Bear he was up on stage and said he made over $500,000, I believe it was this year already. And all these guys that were there to help us. They'll tell you their secrets. They'll share with you whatever. Because these guys have already made it. They're not focused only on the money. They're focused on helping other people obtain, this level of success that they have had. Because it's no fun to walk the beaches alone by yourself. If you're totally rich and making all kinds of money, but nobody around you is, or you don't know anybody that is, when you want to go on vacation, you're always going to be going by yourself. See, these guys ain't like that. They were willing to share any little tidbit. I learned more information on that when we took the bus ride from the Joe rented a shuttle bus, so all of us could ride together, including Joel and Tisa and Kimball and Joel Peterson. So all of us could be on the same bus. We got to be on that same bus so we could sit and talk. I learned more on that bus ride than most marketers learn in a year. Don't think all these gurus that people want to claim the gurus are all wrong, because they're all not. Trust me. There's a lot of information out there that these people have that will totally change your financial picture, and knowing the right connections, the right products, the right this, the right that. Don't live in this small world just because somebody says this is the only way. It's not. But if you're one of these guys out there that makes some good money online too, that's promoting only a product, and every day you're having to go out to send an email to your list about a product to sell to them, and really you're not even using that product, it's no wonder your sales suffer and your income goes up and down like this. Because you're always trying to sell something every day that you're not even using yourself, number one. And number two, you've probably sold them a product similar to that a million times. You can only launch so many internet marketing products that say the same thing. These one-time cost products that a lot of clickbankers sell. And I have nothing against ClickBank. ClickBank, there's some good products on stuff like that. I'm just saying there are some marketers out there that all they're ever trying to do is push a product to their list the next day, the next one the next day, another one the next day. And they're always the greatest, latest, and best. When in reality, it's making money online is a process. You need certain tools. And these tools, these are the greatest way to promote and make money online, because tools that people have to use in order to make success, because every one of those, or every one of the people that are selling these one-time cost products that they're having to shove down the throats of their opt-in list all the time, they use those tools. That's how they're making money. Those tools are residual. Like I said, You know, when I was on vacation and at the conference, I made more money than I did the week before when I was home, because I set up a bunch of traffic, and I have traffic running anyway out 24/7 all the time because of knowing how to build traffic and sharing that with people and doing it, that I made more money when I was gone, doing nothing. I mean, I logged into my computer a couple times to share some stuff with our members of Your 8 Steps, you know, because that's what I had time to do. I didn't do any more promoting or nothing, and I made more money. I had sales coming in, referrals coming in, all kinds of things. That's because I set up the proper system with the proper residual income. And so I hope you really understand that. You know, we don't put products and services in Your 8 Steps for no reason at all. The ones that are in there have been well thought out for their value and what they give you, and that people are never going to get rid of them. I will never get rid of my PureLeverage autoresponder, GVO autoresponder, or GVO web hosting. I need those tools in order to make money. That's where you have the greatest, largest retention. That's what you want. Do the work once and keep getting paid over and over again, and have a product or service that you're promoting which enables you to earn more money from a one-time effort. You don't have to keep reselling them. They'll want to use the tool because this tool worked and they're getting results from it. So they need more of this because that's a different price. They need this tool. It's a different product. They need that because they need it. Not because you got to force to sell it to try to get them to use it, because they need it. That's the way Your 8 Steps is set up. Is you can eventually learn it to, you know, that process. You can sell or do anything you want online because it has proper tools that are consumable. They're used over and over and over again. I use web hosting every day. Otherwise, my site would be offline. My sites, I use autoresponder every day. Otherwise, no one would get my messages. You need the autoresponder to follow up with people. If you're not following up with people, it's set on average. You need a person to see your message on average 7 times for them to buy your product or offer or join you in something, because it takes time to build trust. That's what's important. Follow-up is the entire process of putting money in your pocket. That's how you make money. Sharing what you're doing, sharing the tools you're using. That's how it works. Unless you're promoting, you know, consumable products out there like toilet paper or something like that, but there's such competition for that out there that it's not even feasible for most people to even try to do because Walmart sells that. So anyway, I'm trying to tell you the marketing aspect of, you know, everybody, even Walmart, uses autoresponders to send emails to their list because they have a list of customers. That is the process. If Walmart uses them, you need to use them. Autoresponders are how people make money. So please, if you don't have a autoresponder, you don't have GVO and PureLeverage yet, you need to log in and go in there and get signed up in Your 8 Steps if you're not, and then go to the steps and get immediately signed up. So you can start building your list tonight. You'll have the autoresponder set up with our instruction very quickly, and you can go get some traffic, and you'll be driving traffic and have maybe even your first opt-ins tonight, maybe even a sale if you follow what we teach. Could have that tonight if you haven't taken action. I implore you, end the pain, follow somebody who's already done it. And GVO and PureLeverage, the other thing I'd like to say, there's some new things that are coming out. One of them is called Leverage Live. And what it's going to be is a training system in Leverage Live that's going to have live events. I believe they said 5 to 6 times a year. These live events are actually going to be all day, just like I experienced at the PureLeverage convention. Are going to be all-day events held with some of the top marketers in the world teaching you. They're coming out with this product very soon. So if some of you listening to this that are Your 8 Steps members already, and if you're not, number one, a reseller, you need to be in PureLeverage, because PureLeverage, you got to be a reseller. So if you're not a reseller, you need to become one, because that's what gives you the ability to earn commissions. And if you're not a VIP, meaning don't own the VIP product and get the training there, you're going to want to take that upgrade and become a VIP, because you cannot sell this new product unless you are. So you're going to want to do that ahead of time, because May 31st is going to be the first Leverage Live event. So you're going to want to do that immediately. Take that VIP product. It's in your back office on PureLeverage. You click on it, purchase it, then you're going to have the ability to promote the live event. These live events are priceless. That information will change your business 110%. My income is going to increase at least tenfold based on what I learned this weekend and learned from all these people at the Pure Leverage conference. It's unbelievable. I can't even describe to you how I feel or what I was able to attend in knowledge. I can only try to spit out. I got so much going through my head. It's even hard, like when I did the webinar earlier, now doing this video for the people that missed it, it's even hard for me to get the information out of my head in a organized fashion for you to hear it all, because there's so much going on inside there. It's hard to sort through everything, and why I got some notes and I'm so far off track right now in the order I wanted to do it. It's only because in here I'm trying to relay the information that I got there. And a lot of you are wondering about Reliable Reach. Reliable Reach is coming. It's going to be launched here in the next couple weeks. The only reason it hasn't been is they have a new complete tech team, and there's some things they want to make sure that don't happen this time, like when they launched Pure Leverage, when GVO launched it. The way email providers work, they had a lot of messages weren't getting through because they didn't realize the sheer number of people that were going to join Pure Leverage. I mean, in the first 18 days, I think Pure Leverage paid out over $1 million in commissions in the first 18 days. So they were sending out like millions of emails immediately. And when that happens with the email providers, it tends to cause a few problems. So this time they're trying to make sure that that's all solved, because Reliable Reach is going to be a lead-in product to Pure Leverage, kind of a new face. Every time we do something new in your 8 steps, more and more members join because it's a new face. It gets people excited because it's another thing that they can promote, another thing that they can use. It's exciting to have that newness. And the people who run Pure Leverage and GVO, Joel Tarian and Mike Potvin, and the advisory committee for Pure Leverage that is made up of affiliates, they understand how to market on time. These people are smart. This is where you want to be. And Reliable Reach is going to be an autoresponder and a lead-in product to Pure Leverage at a $9.97 price point. And then you're going to build an upgrade from there. It's going to be a funnel into Pure Leverage. So another reason, if you're not into Pure Leverage when this launches, Pure Leverage resellers get access to Reliable Reach for free. They don't have to pay anything for Reliable Reach. That's just part of your commitment to being a reseller and a Pure Leverage member. And that's why I say if you're a Pure Leverage member and you're not a reseller yet or a VIP, you want to do that immediately. Because if you're not going to be able to promote these two products, and you're not going to be able to make commissions from them and have that lead-in product. And there's going to be a new funnel part in the Reliable Reach product that somehow is going to also go to Joel's blog, which is an awesome blog where he gets thousands and thousands of comments all the time, where those comments are going to help you build your business, because this is real people posting comments to his blog on everything they've experienced with Pure Leverage and GVO, and that's a ton of people in a positive. This will only help your members make a decision that, yeah, this is the right company I need to be with. And Joel gets that. But there's going to be a link there to join Pure Leverage, which is, or I think it's right now, to join Pure Leverage for you. It's going to be coded to you so that when through this funnel, it'll be set up for you. It'll automatically go through this path, probably one of the series or something. But it's totally exciting. I can't wait till it launches. Because again, if you take advantage of opportunity and understand, and for those of you just getting started, this is something you can be promoting when it's launched if you get started now. Because you'll have some opt-ins on your list. You'll be building your business if you follow what we teach you. And understand, like I said, that you need to put some money in your business to make it work. If you try to do this completely broke, I'm sorry. I wish there was some other answer I had, but if money does not change hand, nobody makes any money, including you. And if you keep trying to do stuff for free with no commitment, it'll never work. Number one, when you reach any kind of hurdle, when you have nothing invested, you'll quit. That's what everybody does if they have nothing invested in something. You don't have any commitment to it. What do you have to lose? Nothing. I had everything to lose when I got started. I put over $5,000 into my business the first 2 years, and I failed miserably. But I couldn't quit. I had $5,000 in it. I used every penny I had to get it going. The last thing out of my mind was, really, am I going to quit and just throw away that money? No. I'd already lost tons of money by my retail store failure. I was going on. And that's what happened. It worked. I made it work eventually. So can you. Anybody can do this. You just have to get started and take action every day. Keep moving forward. Don't be afraid to do something. And that's another thing that I want to talk to you about is video marketing. We just sent out some emails last week about creating a video contest where you can win a 200-click solo ad. All you had to do is make a video, put it up on YouTube, take your ID from the YouTube video link, and put it in your 8 steps, and that's it. We already made the squeeze page for you for pro members. It's in the pro member section. So you need to be a pro member to access it and be in the contest. You make the video, you put it in the pro members area where the video is in the pro squeeze pages, and you put the ID for the YouTube video in there, and then submit it to us. Give us your link with it in there, and we'll let members vote on it, and whoever wins, we'll give you a 200-click solo ad. And guess what? Only 2 people responded. Couple people. Why? Because most people are afraid to do something like that. No, you can't be. You have to take chances in order to get ahead. You know, I like to say, you ever heard the saying, you still waiting for your ship to come in? Because that's a famous saying about, you're still waiting for your opportunity to come in. Well, my advice is you better jump in the water and swim out to it before it takes off without you. And that's truly the case. Many people have many opportunities to slip right through their hands because they fail to ever take any action. So that's what you need to do to overcome any kind of fear. I've spoken in front of thousands of people before. I was deathly afraid of it, and I'm still deathly afraid of it. I don't like doing these videos. I do them, but I don't like doing them. It's a fear I had to get over because I wanted to move my business to another level. I wanted to communicate to people more. And video is something that people like to be able to watch, listen to. It's more of an interaction instead of just writing an email all the time. So I use video in my marketing. So I had to do it. Now, I don't like the way I sound. Half the time I don't like the way I look in the video. It's like a self-image thing. None of us, sometimes we hear a voice on our answering machines or different things, and we're like, is that really me? That's what I sound like? And we all do that. Something about ourselves. And you can't be afraid. That fear is going to stop you from ever having what you want in life. It's going to keep you dead in your tracks. It's going to stop you, and you're never going to move forward. So don't let fear stop you. I expect after people watch this video that some other people submit that video to us and go put it in the Pro Squeeze page section in the step number in the Pro Squeeze pages, and put your video ID in there and tell us, email us, Skype us, and tell us, hey, I did the video. You're not competing with me of how I do a video. You're not competing with Joe or Sally or Tom or Brenda. You're not competing with any of them. You're in competition with yourself. A lot of times what we think ourselves looks foolish or dumb to someone else looks great. Looks awesome. People relate to different people and how they sound, talk, act, look. Because in life, everybody's different. Some people are skinny, some are overweight, some are heavier, some are tall, some are short, some have glasses, some have hair, some have a beard. We're all different. I don't want to be like somebody else. I want to be like me. So this is me. This is what I do. And that's what you have to do, is just be like you. Sometimes I make 25 attempts at making a video and I don't like it. Brenda, same thing. We've joked about it. There goes take 26. We mess up the words we want to say. Sometimes you just got to plow through it. It's just going to be, somebody's going to relate to you. Somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to join you because it's you, and they relate more to you than anybody else. Some people never relate to me. That's the beauty of being people and being different. Every video I've seen somebody do so far, I've loved them. Thought they were great. And I'm glad that that person moved forward and did something, because a few of them did something they never did before. And that's what you need to do. You want to move your business to the next level. You want to end the pain you feel financially. You want to, give your family a better life. You want to, build a new house. You want to buy a new car. You want to not go to the grocery store and have to count pennies or click coupons or, oh, well, we can't go to the show this week, kids, because I don't have any money. I can't give you $10 for that football game. I can't buy you a new pair of pants. I can't buy you a new shirt. Is that really the way you want to live the rest of your life? I didn't. So don't let your fear stop you. Move forward. Take a chance. Listen to somebody who's done it. After you watch this, go find whoever shared it with you, or if I did, or you know, you're getting it because I sent it out in your 8 steps. Skype your sponsors, if the person you're in contact with. Skype me, email us. Tell us you're ready to do this. You'll do whatever it takes, that you really want to change your life. You really want to end your pain. You know, this business, it's ridiculous the amount of money you can make. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's people that make so much money in this business, it's unreal. The stuff that they can do, you know, you go on vacation every week if you want. When you build up a healthy residual income, there truly are people that are doing that all over the internet. You know, it's a small percentage compared to the numbers that try it, because of the numbers that don't take any action, don't ever get set up, don't ever follow advice. But there is a large percentage of that small percentage that make it work, that, you know, are like the Rick Roaches of the world that say, hey, I'm ready to do this, tell me what to do, I'll do it. Follow the advice to the T, get results immediately. It doesn't have to be a long 5-year process. Not online. It doesn't have the cost like retail business does. So understand that. And, you know, get set up. Now, I'm going to take a look through my notes here and see if there's anything else that I'm missing here and there. I'm sure there is. Well, when you create a proper system, what you get is duplication. Meaning, you get people out there that are duplicating you, and that's part of your 8 steps in having a system that works. Is, you know, not only do maybe your referrals, you know, people that end up signing up underneath you, end up following what you're doing, but they also have us to rely on too, and we help teach them. And when you have somebody duplicating what you're doing, that's how you multiply your income. J. Paul Getty said he would rather have 1% of 100 people's effort versus 100% of his own effort. And take a minute to think about that. I'd rather have 100 people running around out there with 1% effort each than 100% of one person's effort, because if that one person gets sick, something happens to him, all over. Something happens to one of those people out there, 99% still going strong. So understand that. That's duplication. That's the franchise effect of why franchises are so successful in the offline world. Because franchises, it's multiplication, it's duplication. They duplicate a proven system. Your 8 steps is a proven system. GVO PureLeverage is a proven system. They've proven it time and time again. They have thousands and thousands of members and thousands of people making healthy incomes. You know, with the proper system, you need the coaching, the guidance, the, you know, support. You need support from somebody. Whether it's from us, you need somebody to help believe in you. So when you are down, you know, they can pick you up. Whether it's your wife, your husband, a family member, a friend, a mentor, your sponsor. You know, somebody that picks you up and say, hey, keep going. You know, somebody that you can rely on to tell them, well, hey, I had a crappy day, nothing went right. You know, that's critical. You know, when I first got started, I was married, and my ex laughed at me because we got divorced right about the time I started making this work, right before that. Now I'm laughing now, though. But she laughed at me. She said, I think you're foolish. Nobody makes any money online. And she literally made fun of me. I don't know why you're spending all your time doing that. You should be doing this. Well, I was looking for a job at the same time, working my internet business hours of the day, and I got the last laugh because I didn't quit. But I did not have the support that I do now. I mean, I'm remarried, and I have a wonderful wife who supports me in, you know, building my business, and, well, good reason now. She didn't have to see any struggles, but, you know, it's good to have somebody there, especially in the beginning when you're struggling. And, you know, I'm not saying people don't have struggles as they go and they're making more money and stuff like that. There's always some kind of obstacle, struggle that comes along in life. Many things that can hit you. And the key is how you handle it. And, you know, having some kind of support system, somebody you can just reach out to. And that's my point about that. And your 8 steps offers a lot of support. So if you have somebody negative, you always got us. You can Skype back and forth to rely on. And just remember, we can't do everything for you. So don't expect that we can. We're not always going to be there to walk you through every little thing. It will never happen. It's impossible. Because we also have a life. But realize we will get back to you. We will answer you eventually. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit, but we are one of the most supportive groups that are out there. We have a Skype group. We have a Facebook group. We have the email. We have a blog where you can get updates, what's happening, what's going on, what you need to do. We have members that help each other answer when they really do. I mean, it's an awesome system. And you can go to our Facebook page and take a look, Your 8 Steps, or Facebook, Facebook.com/Your 8 Steps. Go look on the right-hand side of what people say about us. It's incredible because we really do follow through and help people. And just want to make sure that you understand this is different than what you're used to seeing for some of you that have tried many different things. I'm just taking a look through and seeing if I missed anything else. Okay, I don't know if I covered this, and I don't think I have, but Brenda's, in the webinar I talked about my email providers that I use to get email in, Yahoo, Outlook Express, Gmail, etc., etc. What happened was my autoresponders, I'm subscribed to every one of my autoresponders campaigns, and you should be too. So if you have squeeze pages set up already, you need to subscribe like you're one of your people on your list so that you get every email. So that's how you test your system and how you can see each one of your emails. You make sure of that. That way, if you spelled a whole bunch of stuff wrong or screwed up the link that you gave them or anything like that, you can go and fix it and resend it out. So if you're not subscribed to your own campaigns, make sure you go grab your squeeze pages and get subscribed right now. Because then you'll see something like happened to me. There's been a change where Yahoo, AOL, Gmail has done it, where if you're using a free email provider in the return address in your autoresponder, and this doesn't always happen, but it happened to me, and it can, that there's even another reason why you need to have web hosting. Well, what happened was for about 2 weeks roughly, I wasn't receiving any of the emails, meaning I'm a subscriber on my list. I wasn't receiving none of the emails. So that means my people on my list, my friends, my partners, my subscribers, they're not receiving my emails neither. And it's because these free email providers made some changes, and it has to do with the way email is sent out from autoresponder services. That, they want you to have an email address that is set up a certain way, and what that has to do with is having your own domain, so you can set up an email on your domain, which is really simple to do. That, like, I own richardweberg.com. Well, I can have admin@richardweberg.com as my return email in my campaigns. That's the email that will show up that people get then. And you can also then forward it to a free email provider, and it's fine. But I wasn't receiving any email because of these new blocks that these free email providers are providing. See, free, it's that free thing again. It works against us. Free isn't, it doesn't, well, there's many free email providers out there. People have been relying on them for years. Well, they're getting unreliable. I believe everybody one day is going to have web hosting. And there's many reasons for that. I'm not even going to get into it, but it has to do with what's happening right now, with the change in what some of these free email providers are doing. Otherwise, you're probably not going to receive any mail, because there's a lot of CAN, spam acts, different things, communication. You don't receive communication from anybody. But there's many other reasons, but everybody should get their own domain. And what I encourage you to do is get, like me, buy the domain like I did, richardweberg.com, but your name, sallysmith.com, whatever your name is. And how you do that is join GVO. There's some videos on the side there. Once you're in the members area, it'll explain exactly how to go buy a domain name. It'll cost you $15 a year. Roughly, there's add-on things you can get or whatever, but just your basic domain name, that's all you really need. You can buy it for $15 a year and own your domain name, and then go set up a email on there, and then you forward it to one of these email addresses. That's why I forwarded this, so I don't have to log into another email account to read my email. People that send support questions and all that kind of stuff, I get it still at my free email account that I was using. Even though my email is different, it forwards it. Brenda's going to do a couple videos about this in Your 8 Steps, and there's a lot of marketers that don't even know about this. And a lot of their emails are not getting read, and because they don't listen to somebody who knows and has experienced it firsthand, that already has gone through it. That's what having a mentor is, or someone to rely on, or a system where people really share information and tell you everything that's going on. A lot of them, their emails ain't even getting read, and they don't even know it because they don't know about this change. So you need to make sure that you take our advice here again Otherwise, you're going to have another dead-end horse. It's not the autoresponders' fault. It's the free email accounts. Okay? So if you're using a free email account, you really need to take heed of this advice when we send out the video. Understand what it says to do. Make sure you go get a domain name. You can do it very simply through GVO. They have the web hosting there to host it because you need hosting for your new domain name. And make sure you do that and get it set up. And there's full instructions in GVO. And if you need any help, we'll help you. It's not a problem. If you got any more questions on it, just ask. We'll explain it to you. That's what we're about. See, you don't have to go do this all alone. You need somebody to rely on sometimes. We're not going to do it all for you. But we're going to help you. We're going to make sure that you know and you're in the know when it comes to these important things. Now, one of the other things I want to talk about, is one of the last things, is the GVO Team Builder. Some of you are members listening to this. You're part of the GVO Team Builder. And I want you to know that the GVO Team Builder is an enhancement to really your8steps.com. Because the number one thing you need to be doing in order to succeed online is building your list. Now, over time, there's already hundreds of members in the GVO Team Builder. And it's working very well. And, I'm building traffic to advertise the sign-up link for every person that's in the GVO Team Builder. This is to help you get some referrals in your 8 steps, GVO, and PureLeverage. I'm doing something extra here to help you. And I can't tell you when, how many sign-ups you're going to get, blah, 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 but they will come. You know why? Because I'm never going to quit, ever. Internet marketing is my livelihood. It's what gives my family its lifestyle. What we can do, what we can't do. This is where I get it. I'm never going to quit. So you only pay a one-time fee, a $25 one-time fee to be part of the GVO Team Builder, and I advertise for you for life. And right now, I think we're hitting 400,000 visits. This is real traffic. This is no auto hits. I'm not buying no ad fly traffic or this junk traffic that's out there. Any traffic source that becomes bad and doesn't produce any kind of results, I get rid of it. I'm buying thousands and thousands and thousands of visitors on everyone's behalf that's part of the GVO Team Builder and bringing in referrals and upgrades in these programs. And it's helping you build your 8 steps downline as well, because your 8 steps is part of the GVO Team Builder. So if you're not a member of the GVO Team Builder, you need to log into your 8 steps, go to the Downline Builder tab at the top, click on that, then click on Recommended Programs, click on that to the next page, and then scroll down and click on the GVO Team Builder. Go to the site, sign up, and follow the instructions. You're going to join that under your sponsor. That's why I'm telling you to log into your8steps.com. And, if you're not a member of your8steps.com yet, get back to the person that invited you to see this video, or, if I'm the person or whoever the person is, or they sent you a link to join your 8 steps with the video in their email or something, then make sure you click on that Join Your 8 Steps first and just follow all the advice I'm talking about in this video. And make sure you become a member of the GVO Team Builder. That'll be underneath your sponsor, because I'm gonna send traffic for you forever there. And it's just like Joel Peterson said about the aces. Remember, if I get you one person, what if that one person is the ace? And I'm going to get you more than one person. I'm going to be doing this, like I said, forever. I just can't guarantee how many, how often. But I'm saying, what if one person that's an ace comes into your business through the GVO Team Builder? Remember, you only pay $25 once. This thing is going to be advertised for years because I'm doing the advertising. You're only required to put 500 visitors towards your affiliate link in the GVO Team Builder. 500 visitors a month. Anybody can do that. I can do that in a couple hours. That 500 visitors is a requirement, but that's to your link. See, this is where we're different for a team builder. I'm requiring you to put 500 visitors to your link, not to the team builder link, to your link. Your $25 one-time commitment is your commitment to the team. That's all you ever do. The rest of the commitment is mine. I'm doing this to give back. That's what I want to do. See, I want to give back by me driving traffic. I'm sending tons of traffic to this. And it's traffic that I've developed over the years, but I'm sending it on everyone's behalf that's a member of that. So I want you to truly understand that. It's very important to understand that that GVO Team Builder is an asset connected to help you build your downline. And why I built it is because GVO and PureLeverage, the money you can make, what I talked about earlier, this is no monkey business. This is no matrix, no matrix where they pay you 50 cents and $1 in depth. If you're building any of those kind of matrices right now, I really need you to take a look at them and review what you're doing, because most matrices online are not set up for you. Nobody ever fills them out. Listen to what I just said. Nobody ever fills them out. I can tell you matrices, a couple of them that have been around for almost 10 years. They've never been filled out because too many people quit. People are not going to keep doing them when they're getting paid $1 a month or 50 cents because they're not good at referring. There's tons of dropout rate. They never get filled up. I know people that got thousands of people in their downline and don't even make a couple $1,000s a month. If you had that kind of people in Pure Leverage or GVO, you'd be making thousands a month. These matrices, you cannot do them. They do not work. Yeah, some people may get a little bit of, I've talked to many people, they get a little bit of growth and they get some few people and they make $300, and all of a sudden it just dies because nobody can duplicate it. Because they're not set up to train you. They're not set up to run an autoresponder right and to do all these aspects that you need to. And nobody's motivated over 50 cents. You're not going to find any heavy hitters. A person like me is not going to join one. I learned that in the beginning of my marketing. I would never even waste my time with one. So I hope you understand that. And I'm part of a program still because I have an old autoresponder that I've used for years that I'll never give up because, again, it's not a responder. See the retention? But it's not an autoresponder I choose to promote anymore because you can't make any money with it as selling that product. And that's what I'm in the business of doing, is sharing the tools it takes to build an internet business. So I'm not going to promote it. I still use it because I still have a list there. Then I'll never get rid of it because I have a list there. But I will not promote it to people because I can't help you make any money with that, and I can't make any money with that. But with GVO and Pure Leverage, you can, and with the kind of company that's behind there is, like I said, it's absolutely incredible. This is no small thing to be thinking about or contemplating getting involved with. If there's any program or product online that you should be involved with, it's GVO and Pure Leverage. I would bank every minute of this conversation I've had with you on it. I don't have a doubt or question or thought of, that's why they're in the forefront of your 8 steps for the autoresponder to start building your list. And that's the number one thing you need to be doing is getting your list built. So I just want you to understand that. And I've probably talked way too long now, and I'm just going to take a quick glimpse to see if there's anything I missed. I'm going to be sending out also a link to a couple videos. I'll probably send them out after this, so expect another email with a couple links in it to a couple videos regarding the new product that Pure Leverage is going to be launching, Leverage Live. So you're going to be getting a couple, an email about that. But otherwise, I think I covered everything that I wanted to. And remember, Reliable Reach is coming. Get signed up as a reseller. Get signed up as a VIP immediately. Do not hesitate. You do not want to miss out. It's like giving a giant raise. When GVO launched Pure Leverage, because I was already building my GVO business, I got an incredible raise because I already had a downline in GVO. And GVO, Joel Tarian and Mike Potvin, they have downline integrity. So it was an internal launch. They didn't hand it off to somebody else. So all my downline in GVO purchased Pure Leverage. And I mean, I'm not talking a small raise here. I made thousands of dollars from that raise. That's the incredible nature of having the combination of things that I've explained in this video. And now when they launch the live Leverage Live, and when they launch Reliable Reach, you need to be a reseller and a VIP in Pure Leverage. So make sure you get those two things done. And if you haven't started your list and started taking action, do it now. Get started doing the right thing and for the right reasons. Get out there building traffic and building your list up and offering people and sharing with people the things that you're doing and what's working for you, and communicate and build relationships with people. Because if you're not doing those things, you're not going to make any money online. This time next year, you'll be gone, and I'll still be making money and helping people make money. Because I finally learned to listen and take advice and to follow what somebody has done that has already worked. And I don't care how long it takes, just keep doing it. Don't quit. All it takes is finding one ace. One ace could totally change your life. And I truly, truly mean everything I've said to you today. So I'm sorry you missed the webinar that we did earlier because we were unable to record it because of technical glitches. Just remember, it's not the end of the world, and if you took the time to listen to this video, I think I covered everything pretty good. I may have missed a few things, but I'm always around on Skype group. I'm always around by email, Facebook, so you can get in touch with me, ask me any questions you want, or Brenda. We're here to help you, and with that, I will talk to you later, and have a great day.